Today I wanted to talk about the two things that I learned in the last week making that commissioned cat portrait that really stood out to me, and is something that I've understood in theory for a long time, but now I'm finding I'm ready to apply in practice. I wish I had the piece here, but I already packed it up to ship. But I'll maybe insert it here. This is the cat portrait that I did for a friend. Turned out like super well, really happy with it. And now I like really want to do a bunch of pieces that are in like that same style, but different subject matter. I think here's why it turned out so well. There were two things that I kept in mind while making this. The first one was put more value into it than what I was getting out of it. I was paid to do that commission. And really changed, I just kept in mind with this one, I want to do it as if I want to put more value into this than what I received for it. So I want this to almost be priceless to this person, to make it worth, you know, it's funny because I didn't have a dollar amount. It's not like, you know, I was paid X amount, so now I want to like make it worth triple that. It wasn't really exactly like that. I knew what I was getting paid for it, and I just knew that I wanted it to be more than that monetary value. I wanted it to be something that that person would get back and not even think about the money. They're just thinking about like, wow, this turned out so well. Does that make sense? In doing that, it made it not only, yes, it was a huge success with that person, they really loved it, but it was worth it to me because when I was all finished, I was like, holy shit, I really did put like 3 times the value into this than what I'm getting out of it. And in fact, it's almost I'm paying myself that value because it gave me this whole new inspiration and other people who were interested in commissions. So like it really did pay those dividends. This concept, by the way, isn't mine, put more value into things than what you're getting out of it. That comes from Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. I just read it a couple of weeks ago. It's something that I've heard actually just throughout the years anyway, but I find that it really is crucial. Like you do have to put more work into things, and it's easier said than done because this is something I should have been doing with like homework when I was in like high school. You know, put more value into it than what you're getting out of it. You know, because what you put into things is what you're going to get back, and when you put a little extra into it, then that's going to pay you dividends later. It's something that really, for some reason, just it clicked and everything went into place, and I was really able to do that with this piece, and I'm just like super happy with it. Okay, so the second thing I learned was embrace your mistakes. So on that piece, maybe I'll put another picture of it here, there's an edge that's red, and that wasn't supposed to happen. Basically, I just was negligent and forgot to tape it off when I was doing the spray paint. And I looked at it when I was done, or even like while I was spray painting, and I was like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do now? You know, and I had another 6x8 piece of wood, so I thought, you know, I could just start over, I could just scrap this, and I'll just go get the other piece. And then I thought, you know what? No, maybe this is okay. Maybe this is an accident that was supposed to happen. Let's just finish it and see if we can make it work with the piece. So I did. You know, I did the 2 silhouettes, and then I left that strip. I think I even went back and enhanced it a little. Then what I did is I added the yellow strip at the top. And then I still wasn't sure. I was still kind of sort of skeptical because they gave us this like asymmetrical look, and with the style that I've been doing, it's all sort of like there's the 2 silhouettes, the one in the middle, like it's pretty symmetrical. And this really threw that off balance. So I just thought, well, I will do the detail on top and we'll see. And then even doing the detail from like the initial sketch. So here was like the sketch for it, where it's just basically darks and like some mid-tones. It doesn't really pop, but I mean, it looks pretty good. And I was gonna do it sort of like this, where there wasn't, it looks more like my lino prints than it does like me drawing like details. But then again, like I sort of messed up on the mouth, the nose and the mouth, and I thought like, oh, like how am I gonna fix this? I'm gonna have to add another color. Well, I'll use white because her mouth is white, so I'll use the white. And then I used white in the eyes for the highlights, and then I thought, well, she's got white fur, so then I started using white for the fur, and then the contrast between the two, and then letting the spray paint underneath be the mid-tone, I was like, this is so great. And again, it was because like I made that decision because I messed up the mouth, the nose and the mouth. So it all like came together. And then in doing that, like I thought, okay, so now this is like, I'm gonna put detail in this. And then taking that extra time and care to like really do the detail made the whole piece, to be honest. Like that level of detail really amped it up and made it like a full, complete piece. So the, you know, the two principles that I learned making this piece really like came together for this one. And again, like these are things that I've always known in theory, you know, like happy accidents. See, that's like the Bob Ross's thing, and you know, that maybe accidents happen for a reason, and the idea that like you should be putting more value into things. I've known that since I was making ties, but like I never really did that. I never really, especially when I was making ties, it was all about like, how am I getting paid for this? Like, how is my money matching up with my time that I'm putting into this? And it's kind of eventually why I stopped. For one, it wasn't fun anymore, and another, like, it wasn't worth my time. For this, like my art, I could be getting not paid for this. Okay, so here's another example. This is a gift for somebody, not paid for this. The orange and the yellow came out brighter than I wanted to. It looks like I did it with highlighter. And when the flowers weren't there, like I think as you saw in my last video, it was sort of like, meh, like we'll see how this turns out. But then I did the flowers on top, and then it made the colors like more subtle and not so noticeable, and they kind of go with it now. So like it looks less like highlighter and just like nice bright colors for this like floral painting I did. So that was, again, like I saw an accident, but I saw it through and just made it work as best I could anyway. What do you guys think of that, by the way? And I wanted to put value into this. And again, it's not really a monetary value that I'm talking about. Not entirely anyway. I mean, it's good for me to sort of treat my art, and I always have treated my art like, what if I were selling this? You know, but this is just a gift. This is something I wanted to do with somebody. They just had a baby. I want them to see this and think like, wow, like this is great. And for it to just have like real, like they love it value. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is just those two things. And maybe that's helpful if you guys are creative and artists and you're wondering how to take your work to the next level. Honestly, like in the last week, I just feel like, and because I've done those things, I'm getting like more attention for my work. So again, like it's paying dividends like immediately, which is really, really cool. And I hope that keeps happening. And I hope that my work keeps growing and expanding, and I keep putting more and more value into it and keep growing more and more, and then therefore getting more and more back. Not even in terms of money, but just in terms of like the love. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button to see more videos like this one, and I'll be back with more art on Wednesday and Friday. And guys, just a little reminder, you can have your own art too. Do it on shoes. I can do it on these wood panels. Hit me up. I'm open for commission.